Have you ever been the face, been the object of someone's hate? Like you stood all alone, have you?
Hi guys, it's Roseanne from Roseanne's Crafting Corner, and now I'm going to do a craft. Now for a while I've been hanging on to this mould. I bought it but I ran out of resin and I haven't been able to get any resin for such a long time, and it's a snail. And I saw somebody use a big pom-pom. I think it was Julie Cutts. She put a big pom-pom in hers, and I thought, what about the tiny little pom-poms you can get? Oops. So I throw them all over the place. Those ones. So I filled it up in the body with those ones, and then I'm dusting the rest of it with just some normal mica powder. So if I just bring you down and show you where I'm at. Now here it is, and I've got some purple mica powder which I'm just putting all the way around into the antennas and everywhere on the body. I might do it in two parts because I don't know whether to do the whole thing with clear resin or put a darker one round the bottom. I might end up putting a darker one across the bottom because I know a dark one makes the colour stand out a lot more. Right, I think I've just about covered everything. I did it off camera rather than put you through the boring bits of watching paint dry. Right, so I've gone into the antenna, gone right round the base of the body, and now I'm going to put some some resin in the actual shell part where all of the I have to give it a good mix first. So once I've mixed it and got rid of the bubbles, I'll put it in the actual shell of the body. I'll switch you off just now so that you don't have to sit through this one, and I'll get you back as soon as the resin's mixed. Right, my resin is mixed. All I need to do now is put the colour in when I find it. There we go, there's the black. And again, if I've got other things to do, they'll be black as well, so fingers crossed. I've got the lotus flower that I put the colours on yesterday, and I've got my bears. I've already demoulded the little ones, but the big one is still to do. So if I've got any leftover resin, it can go in there as well. think I'll need a bit more than that, and I'll possibly need some ink as well. I used ink yesterday and it helped thicken it down a bit. Right, where is the black? There's the brown, there's the coffee. There's black. Now that's a brand new one. Oops, right. I wonder if it's been opened. Hopefully. Yes, it has. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should do it. Make sure all the mica's all mixed in. Try not to do it too fast because I don't want to create bubbles again. Oh, the bubbles are coming up nicely. I think that should do for the colour. Right. Here we go. Pour what I can into there so that I'm creating the body, and then when that's dry I'll be back to do the demold. It's so nice having the resin available so that you can just come into your craft room and craft away. Right, I think that is probably okay. A little bit of mica powder that needs mixing in a little bit because some of the purple for the body had fallen off the side, and when I tried to put it back on the side I'd picked up far too much resin, far too much powder, and of course it fell into the mould and made a bit of a mess. So right, so that one's ready for curing. I haven't got a curing mat or anything. I just like to let them take their own time, less likely to have accidents with it. Right, now then, I've got my black bear. It's gone all the way up the handle. Great. And I should have had gloves on. I know what you're saying. I was too eager to get it done. So here we go. Now then, that is domed. Right, put some in here. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I would love to see a few more subscribers. I think I've got 5 at the moment, which is a start. I mean, I've only done about 7 resin vlogs, so I'm not expecting miracles straight away. It would be nice to see a few now and again getting themselves signed up. Now then, I think I should have left the bear for another day, because I've not got quite enough for the lotus flower, so I'm going to have to wait for another day when I've got some black made up and top that up. It was just an added extra anyway, just to get rid of some of the excess resin that I made yesterday. So there's no rush for it. But it will make a nice coaster. Just about it. When you first start doing resin, you feel a bit clumsy with your hands and your arms, because you don't know the best position to have them in, but eventually you become accustomed to the more comfortable way to hold your arms and that, and you're less likely to dip them in your resin that way. Which I did the first few times I made anything. I ended up with it on my arms, then it ended up on my furniture when I didn't realise it was on my arms. So that wasn't very good. Thankfully it's only second-hand furniture that I've got. God, if it had been brand new furniture, I'd have died. Right, that's it. Now then, all we need to do now is wait for them to dry. Give them a little burst of heat to get rid of them surface bubbles. It. Have to be quick with them ones because I don't want to burn the mould. But that's got all of them. One more in that corner. That's it. Methinks. I don't want to rub the bottom of the mould because it'll get rid of the mica powder that I've painted in it, and if I go right into the edge it'll take it off the sides, so I've got to be very careful. It'll only need a little bit more resin to finish it off, maybe 2 ounces, and that should do it. But there's another day tomorrow. I hope you're enjoying watching me make this. I've got some really nice moulds waiting to be used that I don't think anybody else has done yet, so fingers crossed. Make sure I'm all cleaned up, and I'll have to take my little one for a walk later. I'm not one that likes going out at night. When you're a lady living on your own, it's very, very hard to have to go out in the dark because you never know who's about. But I'm going to have to get used to it because Lily needs to have a late walk so that she can vent some of her energy. Right, I need to clean my moulds up. My moulds, my dishes that I mixed the resin in at least. Very easy to clean up, thankfully. Just get rid of the excess and then get them into hot soapy water. And then they'll be ready for your next creation. There's a few people I'd like to give a shout out to. For one, haven't seen much of Sherry Moulton of late. I hope everything's okay with her. Look forward to when she comes back on and does some new vlogs. And Julie Cotts, she is a brilliant teacher. If you watch her channel, you'll learn a lot from her, absolutely loads. And a lot of it she's just learning herself. And I'd like to give a shout out to Sam I Am. She's another lady that's not been on for a while. I hope everything's okay with her. I hope she's not ill and everything's all right with her son that's enlisted in the armed forces. Done some training. Of course, that'll have been a bit of a worry for her. But like I say, I hope everything is okay. I wouldn't like to think anything had happened. That's nice and clean. Now that's strange. I didn't know that. That's one of the new ones, and it's got a break in it. I've just used that one as well. Oh dear. Never mind. I'll just do some tidying up and I will be back to unmould. Morning everyone, another day and it's demoulding day. So I'm going to take you down. Things seem to be okay. Here we go. Right. First I'll do the mama bear, where I used the excess resin that was left over. See how she turned out. Yeah, not too bad. No spillover on it to have to cut off, so that's okay. So her and her little cubs. Lovely. Right, the other thing I used the excess resin on was this lotus flower, and I think I might have some cut off. I could have topped it up, but I think they're thick enough, so I'll just trim the edges where it's got a lip, because the resin shrinks as it's drying. Right. Now, I don't think them colours turned out as nice as I hoped they would, but still, there we go. That's quite nice. And last but not least, I wonder how hard this is going to be to unmould. You don't chew my paper, darling. Right, here we go. I bet it's going to be a bit of a tough one to get out because it's quite big. I might have to put some stuff down inside it to ease it up a bit. I have got some demold somewhere. And if I can't use that, I'll just use some no, it's not about, so I'll just use some isopropyl. Usually helps. Fingers crossed. Fingers Fingers crossed. Right. Getting bits on me. That does make it easier. Wow. Now I don't want the... Oh, it's dripping out now. I don't want to lose the antenna, so I've got to be careful with this bit. Fingers crossed. Everybody keep the fingers crossed for me. It's coming, it's coming. It's coming, it's coming. Please, 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 please. Woohoo! It's done. Right. And there we go. Isn't that gorgeous with all the little pom-poms inside it? Oh, I'm pleased with that. I'm really pleased with that. It's gorgeous. Wow. And I wasn't sure it was going to work. That is beautiful. And I've been experimenting with the UV resin. I haven't had much luck, but I've been making these earrings, so I might as well show you now that I've put them together. I might need a little bit of adjustment. I've made those ones. I'm going to move the camera. Right, so I've made those. I need to turn one of them round. I just put the one colour in the bottom bit, but I dabbled with just putting dots of all the colours in the heart. And still the UV resin is not, it's not curing right. So I'm going to have to find a different way of curing them. So the bottom one had the mix of all the different colours, and the top one was just the yellow. But you can see in this one, when I made the second hole, some of the UV resin bled out, so it hadn't cured inside. I mean, it's okay now. I've had it under the UV lamp for a couple of times during the night. And this one still hasn't cured quite right, so I'll have to put it in again. Again, the UV resin in the top bit bled out, so it's got a gap in it. Right. And the third ones I made, again, the top bit, the star, the UV resin bled out when I made the second hole, and the bottom one's done with all the different colours dotted in bit by bit. And there's number 2. Right. I'd like to give a few more shout outs to Beading Crazy Custom Creations. She does an awful lot of different moulds. She does very well with her friend Miss Frances. She's Miss Frances. I can't remember the name of her friend. I'm no good with names, but they work well together. And my shout out to anyone that's just starting up. Good luck in your endeavours. I hope all goes well. And I will be seeing you soon. So, absolutely fantastic that. And the bears and the lotus flower. I wish you all well. See you soon. Bye bye for now. Take care. Bye bye. Bye bye.